run a police department. And then behind the scenes, no man or woman is able to stand up here at this moment and accept accolades as if they had done it all by themselves. I'm no different than anybody else. I owe a huge debt of thanks to my family, my wife Sherry. As most of you know, I have 3 kids. The oldest is in med school, and his schedule is crazy. He wasn't able to be here today, but my beautiful daughters, Marina and Natalie, are here. Wave your hand. And the chief's probably right. It's going to be tough to score a boyfriend. That's going to be difficult. I've got my parents here, Kathy and Steve Vickers. Please raise your hand. My mother-in-law back there, Elizabeth Atkinson. So I appreciate you all being here. I think that it just has to suffice to, thank you's not enough. I mean, you guys have, you've given a lot to me over the years. I think anybody who's ever, and pardon me for taking these on and off, but I can't leave without it. Anybody that's ever been to any police promotional ceremony or any celebration of any sort, you hear somebody stand up and they always thank their family appropriately. But then they go into this story of how many events they've missed over the years because they've worked shift work, or because they've been called out in the middle of the night, or because they, like in my case, spent 3 months in Quantico, Virginia at the FBI National Academy. And those were things that honestly prepared me for this role, certainly. But those were not my accomplishments alone. I mean, that takes a committed team at home. And I just appreciate you guys more than you know, and I love you. Thank you very much for that. And I'll try to make you proud. I want to thank Mayor Davis for his comments and his leadership in the city. Certainly, my friend Jim Cooper, Assembly Member Jim Cooper, our other elected officials who are here today. Thank you all for taking the time to be here. It means a great deal to me that you're here. And I want to point out, while it's convenient that they're sitting here so that I can point at them easily. But we have a really committed and engaged board of elected officials in this city. And I think Chief Lehner would say, and I expect that I'm going to find that without that, it's very difficult for us to effectively do our jobs. We've appreciated that relationship over the years, and I'm certainly going to continue to nurture that going forward. So thank you for past and in advance for what we're going to do in the future. The fact that Michael Jones is here, means a great deal. I know Michael. Michael, he may not say it, but Michael runs the most airtight, well-oiled neighborhood watch operation that y'all have ever seen. It's very impressive. They manage a website. They're very connected, and it's through those connections, those people weaving themselves together, and us being involved with them in their neighborhoods, that we get our work done. That's how our cities become safer places. That's how Elk Grove's evolved to where it is today, and I think that's how we're going to even continue that into the future. Michael, thank you for not just for being here today, but for what you do every day. We appreciate that greatly. And I don't want to leave anybody out, so I'm not going to call anybody else out. Pardon me for that. But those of you community members and community leaders who are here to share this moment with us, thank you. Thank you for being here. I think that's what makes this such a special place, is we have engaged citizens that live here and police professionals who want to work together to make the city safe. So thank you all very much for that. He's not going to like this very much, but I'm going to do it anyway. I want to say a few words about Chief Lehner. He said some nice words about me, and I appreciate that. But I can't even come close as I stand here in front of you today to express to you what that man has meant to me personally, and what maybe more importantly, what he's meant to this city. He's had a very, I was about to say long, Chief, I probably shouldn't say it in that way. He's had a very distinguished career. And I just want to thank you for your service, Chief, to our community and to the others that you've served. Anybody that knows this man knows that he is a man of absolute impeccable ethical character, very high morals, always willing to do for others, committed to service, and I couldn't have asked for a better role model. If I can come anywhere close to the example that Chief Lehner has set for me, then I'll be really lucky. So thank you, Chief, for that. He didn't like that.
He can't fire you.
It's actually kind of liberating, actually. Oh, by the way. You look around the room. I mean, everybody's sitting up here. Take a sec. Just look around the room. I mean, I'm so touched by the fact that so many of our department members have taken time out of their day to be here today to share in this moment. It means more to me, you guys, than I can say. I wasn't going to come up and tell any stories, so I'm going to tell one, but I think it's relevant. Back when I came to work here in 2009, I consider myself to be very lucky at the time. Once I got here and I saw the people that are here and what they're about and how professional they are and how much they care about the community, it just smacked me in the face. And that's I hope there's nobody here from where I used to work. I'm not making a comparison other than to say this is a very professional organization full of really good people, and I'm just going to say it's going to be my honor to serve as your police chief, and I'm going to try to do right by you as well. So thank you all for your support to this point. I'm sure I'm going to rely on a lot more support going forward, but thank you very much. It means a lot to me that you're here. I've not said a ton about myself, and I think I probably won't, so I'm starting to sweat. I want to say, I think the city manager mentioned it earlier. My wife and I elected 26 years ago to move to this city. We did that for a reason. We've stayed here for a reason. We raised our kids here, and they're not too bad. They turned out not bad. But we are woven into the fabric of this community and to this city, and I intend to keep it that way. I think in this role I'll have an opportunity to maybe even exert a little more influence about how things happen in the city in terms of public safety. For me personally, I had this epiphany when I came to work here in 2009 that for the first time in my life I had aligned my personal and professional lives, and that means a lot. That meant a lot to me. That's not lost on me. So as I stand here before you as your next police chief, just know that I'm committed to this community. I'm committed to these people in this community, the community members and the leaders. We're gonna work together, and we're gonna keep this city safe and follow along the lines that Chief Lehner has said. I mean, this is a very professional organization, and I look forward to what we can accomplish down the road. So that's my little story about myself in terms of my professional and personal lives aligning, and I think for me it was really important. And I'll close with, again, just thanking everyone for taking the time to be here. It means a lot to me. It really does. I'll thank you all personally, I'm certain, later. But thank you very much. And at this point, that's really all I have to say. And I think that ends our prepared comments. But we can open it up for any questions. This was a press conference as well. So if anybody has any questions, of course, my staff's not invited to participate in that. Anybody else? Anything? Anybody? Wow. Off the hook. Yeah, sure. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, sure. Sorry I'm late. Your vision, are you seeing any major shifts that you need to make within the department yourself, or do you like how our chief, our outgoing chief, has created this system?
Well, that's a good question. I very much like where we are. I think there's always capacity to grow. And I think in 2016, in the world that we live in today, the society that we live in today, I think the onus is on us to continue to examine our practices and look for opportunities to improve. And one of the largest opportunities probably is is through community connection, neighborhood connection, and outreach. And so while that's not very specific in general terms, that's an area that I'm very interested in improving. To be honest, I just recently found out I was going to get this job, so I've not put a lot of thought to operational changes and things of that nature. But I would like to see us really deeply woven into the fabric of neighborhoods. That's very much of interest to me. Thank you. Thank you for the question.
That concludes our press conference for this afternoon. We'll hang out for a few more minutes in case there are others that would like to ask questions of Chief Lehner or Chief Noblett or me. And again, thank you so much for coming. This means the world to all of us, to me, and to the two chiefs. So with that, thank you and have a great afternoon.